Mali, the Wagner group seem to be encouraging the military, strong people there that they will serve them better than the French who have been there even after independence.
National support from the general who's declared himself Niger's new leader after a coup has been seized upon by Russia's Wagner group as a chance to gain a new foothold in Africa. The ousting of the country's democratically elected president has been welcomed by the Wagner boss Prigozhin, who described it as a battle by the people of Niger against their colonisers. Well, let's speak to Mannir Dan Ali, who is a former editor of the Daily Trust newspaper in neighbouring Nigeria. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
So first of all, just give us the background for people who haven't followed this of what was behind this coup. What are the problems in Niger which led to this action?
Well, Niger happens to be one of the poorest countries in the world. It's rich in uranium, but it hasn't benefited most of the country's population. And almost 2/3 of the country is desert, and then it was ruled by the French under colonial rule, and the French still try to assert some kind of control. They have some detachment of soldiers based there, just as the US also has a small base of some sort of military nature there. So, and the people are desperately poor, and the military have been intervening, overthrowing the democratically elected leaders of that country several times since the country achieved independence in the 1960s. And this latest one is actually the second attempt. This time it appears to have succeeded. Just a few days before the president, that's the one that has been now more or less deposed, Mohamed Bazoum, was installed. There was an attempt to actually prevent that. And then curiously now, the military head of the presidential guard has been named as the new president, that is General Abdurrahman Tiani.
Just explain to us the significance of the Russian Wagner group saying that this is a good thing for the country of Niger. How significant a role does Wagner play in that part of Africa?
Actually, in the whole of the Sahel region, which Niger Republic sits, the Wagner seem to be having quite a significant influence in the sense that they are a big player in Mali, to some extent in other neighboring countries since the unrest there and the coups that have been happening, because Niger is now the fourth or even the fifth country in that region that has fallen under military rule. There is Guinea-Conakry, there is Mali, there is Burkina Faso, and now there is Niger, and there is Chad also. And in all these countries, but especially in Mali, the Wagner group seem to be encouraging the military, strong people there that they will serve them better than the French who have been there even after independence.
Are we getting a sense that the people of Niger are happy with this coup and the overthrowing of their elected president?
Well, not generally everyone. There are some supporters of the coup. There were protests both for the coup and against the coup. And, in desperately poor countries, people tend to look for salvation even in the most unlikely of quarters. And they could be wrong. They have been wrong several times, because in spite of so many of such coups, the lot of the Nigerian people haven't changed much. In fact, it has more or less worsened. So the current set of rulers are just likely to continue. I mean, the current set of the military strong men who have taken over power again in that country are just likely to continue with that pattern. And it is very unlikely that the lot of the Nigerian people will change for the better. More likely, it will change for the worse, even though they are claiming they have come in because of security concern and worsening economy. I do not see how they could change any of that in the short run.
Thank you so much for explaining that to us this morning. It's a really important story. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity.
That is Mannir Dan Ali, who's a former editor of the Daily Trust newspaper in neighbouring Nigeria, talking to us about Niger, that coup there, democratically elected president overthrown, and the significance of Russia's Wagner group. I mean, we've heard about their role in Ukraine, but now very, very important, playing a significant role in that part of Africa.